Good afternoon. I am Connie Gore of station NCCC-TV, and we have assembled in this studio with puzzling questions regarding the rabbi named Jesus of Nazareth. Now, we all know that he was judged, crucified, and buried in a tomb that belonged to a man named Josephus. Well, after 3 days, the soldiers found his body missing from the tomb. The countryside is in an uproar. Everyone is demanding answers. What happened to the rabbi's body? Some say that the men who followed him, called disciples, stole his body. Others say he rose from the dead as he said he would. Well, we're all anxiously waiting to hear from Governor Pilate, Secretary of Defense, for the answer. So without further delay, let me introduce to you the Secretary of Defense, Antoinette Wiley.
Will you tell us what happened? Will you tell us what happened? Did you see the tomb?
Is it true that the body of Jesus of Nazareth disappeared? Has anyone found the body? Is it true that the body was stolen?
Can you confirm that he rose from the dead?
How many witnesses were there?
Is it true that the governor's wife is involved?
Why isn't the governor here to explain these things?
Can you tell us where the body was buried?
Is it true that the rabbi predicted his own resurrection?
Quiet, please. My name is Antoinette Wiley. I am the Secretary of Defense and in charge of the security of the governor's mansion, his soldiers, and the Secret Service of His Honor the Governor of Palestine. Governor Pilate has asked me to make this brief statement. A Jewish rabbi named Jesus of Nazareth was executed by crucifixion 3 days ago for treason. His body was buried in the tomb of an official of the Jewish temple immediately following his death. Yesterday morning, just before sunrise, we found the body missing, apparently stolen by the disciples of the rabbi in an effort to make it look like he rose from the dead, which has been prophesied by the rabbi himself. At this time, we still have not located the body, but when we do, we will make it known to the press that this hoax may be put to rest. That's all I have for now. Thank you.
Madam Secretary, is it true that Jesus was not really dead when they laid him in the tomb?
I'm sorry, I'm not prepared to answer any questions.
It's a simple question. Was Jesus dead when he was taken down from the cross or not?
He was dead. Now, if you'll excuse me.
How did you know he was dead?
Because I was the presiding officer at his execution.
You still haven't answered the question.
I presided all executions, and the importance of my presence there to make sure that the prisoner is dead before he is removed from the cross. To do that, I have one of my soldiers slide a very sharp spear under the prisoner's rib and up into his heart and lungs.
What? A sharp spear in the lungs, in the heart?
Yes. So even if he didn't die from suffocation by being hung on the cross, the prisoner can't survive a 3-inch gash in his heart and lungs. In the case of the Rabbi Jesus, blood and water poured out of the wound, indicating that he had been dead for a while.
Is it true that the tomb was heavily secured and guarded to prevent body snatching?
I told you I'm not prepared to answer any of those questions.
You are the head honcho for Pilate, Governor Pilate. Are you not, Madam Secretary?
Well, yes, I am, but
The security was beefed up around the tomb where the rabbi was buried. You would have been the one in charge of it, right?
yes, I was.
So was security beefed up around the tomb or not?
Yes, it was. We sealed the tomb. That's all I can say for now. I'll keep you posted if anything else turns up.
Wait a minute now. Can you tell us how the tomb was sealed?
The tomb itself is a small cave carved inside of a limestone cliff. After laying the rabbi in the cave, we covered the mouth of the cave with a large rock, and after the rock was in place, we sealed it with hot wax all around the edges, so that if someone moved the rock, we would know because the wax seal would be broken. Thank you for your attention. Now,
One moment, Madam Secretary. How much did the rock weigh?
It weighed about 1 ton.
1 ton, 2,000 pounds to move the rock? Don't you think it would have taken a miracle?
No comment. Now, if you will excuse me.
Hold on, please. Did you say the guards were on the tomb?
Yes, the temple leaders were worried that the disciples of Jesus would try to steal the body and make it look like he had rose from the dead. So at the request of the temple leaders, we posted guards in front of the tomb around the clock for the last 3 days.
So, in order for the disciples of Jesus to steal the body, they would not only have to move the 1 ton rock, they would also have to overpower the soldiers guarding the tomb. Is that not right?
It sounds fishy to me.
That's your question. We're not quite sure how the disciples stole the body. We were informed that they did. However, we are still investigating.
Well, were any of the guards injured by the disciples?
No, they weren't.
So what are you saying is that these armed soldiers let the body be taken without a fight?
That is not what I'm saying. I'm told the guards all fell asleep.
So what's the punishment for a guard who falls asleep on duty?
Under Roman law, that is punishable by death.
Can we interview the guards before they're executed?
No, the guards are not available for questioning. They have been transferred to the military base at Syria.
Are you saying that the guards have been transferred somewhere else to keep them from being executed as your law demands?
That was not my decision. His Honor the Governor made that decision.
How convenient, I told you something suspicious about all this.
Well, why didn't Governor Pollard give the press conference?
I bet he didn't want to explain why the guards weren't executed.
No, that is not it at all. The governor's not feeling well and he's in bed.
Okay, I hope he feels better after the press conference is over. Now is true. There was an earthquake around the time the body disappeared.
Yes, I believe there was.
What you're telling us is this. The guards slept through an earthquake and didn't hear or see a 2,000-pound rock being rolled away from the tomb.
That's their story, yes.
Madam Secretary, is it true that several hundred feet of body wrappings were unwound from the body before it was taken away?
Yes, the wrappings are still in the tomb.
Do you really believe it? That grave robbers would take the time to unwrap the body before they stole it?
I can only tell you what was reported to me.
You don't believe this story, do you, Madam Secretary?
I'm sorry. I'm not allowed to interject my personal opinions into matter of state.
Is it true while Jesus was alive, he healed one of your servants who had been paralyzed?
Well, yes. Yes, that's true. But I don't see what that has to do with the rabbi's missing body.
Can you tell us what medicine the Rabbi Jesus gave your servant to heal him?
He didn't give any medicine at all. None at all.
When did you become a Christian?
Yeah.
How did you heal?
He just spoke the words and he was healed.
You mean he didn't even touch the body of the servant?
No, my servant was at my house and Jesus didn't go to my house. We was across town when I told him about that matter.
You mean Jesus healed your servant's sight unseen?
He said healed, and he was healed.